Good evening, lovely tubers. My name is the White Mexican, and welcome to Market Watch Investments. I have a plethora of cards I'll be showcasing for you guys tonight, and I do hope that you will enjoy. Getting things kickstarted tonight is going to be Photon Hypernova. This set is dropping very, very soon, and I know a lot of players are excited, and rightfully so. There's going to be a lot of really great stuff coming from this set. I was super happy to hear that Mirror Jade got the Starlight treatment in this. That's really, really cool. I love branded stuff, and Mirror Jade is just a really awesome fusion, so that was really cool. They also released some rarities here as far as the upper class holo foils here, like the secret rares. So Gigantic. This is a cash card. I think this one is like the Macro Cosmos on legs one. Some more cash stuff. So as you can see, they are really pushing cash. Cash is going to be pretty incredible next format with this set, and they're really dropping it pretty hard as far as this archetype. It's going to be pretty awesome, and it's going to be nuts. I'll be honest, I've been playing quite a bit online, and I've been losing terribly to this deck. With the new support, it gets pretty nasty. These are some of the ultra rares here. It's going to be really cool stuff, so I'm really excited. Choju of the Trillion Hands is a card that I don't think too many people are talking about. It's basically a pre-preparation of rights on legs. Of course, it's a light fairy, all that goodness. You can rip 2 from your deck. Really cool. It is once per turn, hard once per turn, but you know, just whip this out and you can rip 2, which is pretty cool. So it's gonna be interesting. I hope they make it at least a super. Definitely not a common. A super would be really nice. Baldrake, of course, is one of the new Bestial cards that's coming out that a lot of people have highly anticipated. If you guys don't know what it does, this is the effect. It's pretty blowout. Kind of silly artwork, honestly. I'm pretty disappointed in the artwork. I think the like Gen 1 Bestials here have a lot better artwork. I'm really not a big fan of this. It looks kind of like a iron scrap crow looking, just kind of not very good, but pretty cool effect. So a lot of high anticipation on that. It's gonna be interesting if they make that a super. I don't know if on the list what rarity they made it, so I think it was undetermined, but it's gonna be interesting. More than likely probably super, maybe a short printed super at that. Hiding Sea is gonna be next. So these, by the way, these are all sets that are dropping in Hypernova next set, and tell me what you guys think about this. Pause the video, read this. It's kind of slow, actually it's very slow, but it's kind of an interesting card. Really cool artwork. I really like this artwork, how it's like kind of Ghost Hunter style with this like radar thing. But more than likely this is probably going to be a common. It would be cool if they made it a super, because you know a lot of these cards come common, and I think they should definitely be at least a super, just because you know Maxi is like one of the most infamous ban cards of all time, and it's just a really cool card. And originally that came secret, and that's just again like one of the most blowout hand traps ever. So I don't know. I kind of don't like this card. Again, like but I have mixed feelings on it. Like I think that it's not like god awful. The only thing is it's just really slow. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with this card. What I do think is really cool, I know we have the big synchro that's coming out that's going to be pretty blowout, but what people are kind of lesser talking about, as I feel, is Chaos Archfiend and Chaos Beast. Both of these are really cool. If you guys don't know what the effects are, pause the video, read the effects. They're really blowout. I think they're really awesome. More specifically for, well, they're both really good, of course, but I really like Beast a lot, how you can just rip one of your light or dark, so you have like an abundance of decks that play light and dark support. They're just completely ravenous in this game. And how you can recycle one. Again, like I'm a big Eldritch player, I love Eldritch, and when your Golden Lords get banished, sometimes it gets a little tricky to get back your resources, or again, if you're paying Branded Despia, you're Fallen of Albez's, sometimes you gotta get some recycle factor going in beyond just Aluber, I believe it is, or Albion, Aluber. Anyway, I get some of the names confused. I'm not really good at this game. I just like to talk about it, and this is really cool. And I think this is a very unique thing. Like this is very well, kind of generic. And we need a light tuner, and then a dark monster. So obviously it's very geared towards the Chaos builds, which is really cool. I'm super ecstatic to see Chaos get support, and it's going to be really great stuff. So those are 2 cards that I hope they make at least supers. They're undetermined now, so they'll probably either be supers or commons. It would be really unfortunate if they made these cards commons. I definitely think they deserve to be supers at minimum. Cash Tira is going insane in price, and rightfully so. Again, with Hypernova dropping, the set is going to get really insane with the new support, and I've been playing a lot against it, and it is really challenging to get over. I actually just converted from branded Despia Outlich over to Sprite, and I must say I am absolutely in love with that deck. That deck is so much fun. So shout out to my good friend Player X here in Syracuse, New York. He actually got me into that deck, and it's been a lot of fun, and I'm super happy that I picked up the deck, and I've been playing it, learning the combos, and it's just really fun, and I've enjoyed it a lot. So I'm really excited about that. Fenrir, of course, is going for about 70 plus, which is kind of a little bit more than normal. It's kind of been fluctuating up. 23 to 22 for Unicorn is pretty average. It's gone up a little bit, but nothing too crazy. And then everything else is just like dirt cheap. It's very affordable. Honestly, like, this, I kind of want to play this, but I kind of don't. Like, I know it's going to be a struggle. It's going to definitely be an uphill battle, and side decks are going to be really key next format, but I really want to try roughing it out with Sprite next format, even though that it's a very hard matchup with the new cash support. 1-for-1 is going to be next. So Amazing Defenders, I think we can all agree, was a pretty garbage set. There's little to few that really like this set. I know a lot of players are mixing with blending Pearlies, and they like Pearlies, and like, you know, they're like cutesies cards, and they got all these crazy combos and all this. But all in all, it's, you know, for the majority of the player base, it was a filler set. It's rightfully so. Like, it's been so long since we've had a filler set. Konami's just been blockbuster dropping set after set after set, and just being like completely blowout with like the Megatons in December, and Mavens, and you know, Dabble. It's crazy. There's been a lot of really crazy stuff, so it's nice to see they finally dropped a set that isn't just like completely like broken right off the gates. It's pretty insane. This is an amazing old school card, really cool artwork. Really happy to see this in collector's rare upgrade. Starting market price for this is going to be roughly around 60 bones, pretty much all across the board. And there's just a 3-stack here. Again, I'm not a super big fan. There's some things like Labyrinth. I love collector's rare, like Labyrinth cards and collector's rare, but it's just really cool to see this. I don't know if this came secret rare. It may have. I know we got, like, I think an ultra rare. What is going on here? Why did it? That's so strange. Why did it bring up Exodia when I typed in 1-for-1? Here we go. So obviously there's a super rare here, which I actually really like. I think out of the holofoils, all the holofoils, I would like the super the most. So 2010 Dawn, a super rare tin promo. Advent Calendar, it's interesting. I don't know, Advent Calendar produced a disgusting rarity of hideous grossness of ultimate rare, or ultra rare. Ultimate rare is nice, ultra rare is not nice. Legend Collection 5Ds Ultra Rares. These are pretty pricey too. And then the original was a rare from Raging Battle. So yeah, pretty cool. I think it came super as well as an Amazing Defender. That's right. The supers mirrored the collector's rare. So doesn't need a secret rare print? No. Would it look nice? Yes. But all in all, the collector's rare and the super rares look really cool in my personal opinion. So nice to see that rarity bump. Isolde is going to be next. So this is an amazing collector's card. It's an amazing playable card. I mean, this has like 2018 vibes all over it. I'm going back to like when this was being played originally, before. I don't even remember. Did this card, like, I think I don't think it got banned, but I think it got limited. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it got limited, because I think it's at 1 now. I can't remember. It's hard for me to kind of keep up with everything nowadays, but this card's really good. I'm pretty sure that's definitely not at 3. This card is insane. But the biggest thing about this is the artwork is just so cool. It's QT waifu. It's a really cool collector's card, and it's a really great diverse card because it's playable and a lot of different cool things. And it's like one of the strongest link cards like ever in my personal opinion. This is a really great rip card, and the artwork just unparalleled. So to see this come and join the collector's rare regiment is really cool. I don't know, this is just a really awesome card. There's just so many things going for it. Starting market price for this is going to be roughly around 50 bones. Starting market price, and there's about 3 pages of availability. Now, I believe the original one was super rare, if I'm not mistaken, and then I think there was also, I think, a Jump subscription promo. I can't remember exactly, I'm pretty sure. So it was originally a super rare Soul Fusion, again, I think it was like 2018 era, and then could have swore that there was... Oh no, that was a special edition. It was originally an ultra rare out of Extreme Force, and then it came a super rare special edition promo for Soul Fusion. Really thought that there was a Shonen Jump promo of this. I must be getting it confused with the Dark Magician promos. Dark Magician Girl, what is it called? Illusion Apprentice Magician or something like that. Anyway, great stuff. Card Trooper is going to be next. I thought this was a poor choice, honestly. I love Card Trooper. I think it's a really, really great card. A lot of great memories with this card. Really cool artwork and all that. But we already have Secret Rares, which look really just, you know, blow out. And then I think we have like Dual Terminal, and I think we have like a Champions Pack or something. I can't remember. We'll get into the rarities here shortly. So a collector's rare, I mean, some people are excited about it. It's really not that expensive. I mean, it's about 32 bones, pretty much 35, 32 across the board. Not really a big deal. Really pretty quite accessible, but I really don't mind the secret rares. I think the secret rares are just fine. The Battles of Legends secret rares. Again, we got DT super rares, which are just gorgeous. I love original DT holofoils. We got some Duelist Pack ultra rares, Dark Legends, and of course the secret rare that I was telling you about here. Even an Astral Pack super, which is really cool too. Like old Astral Pack holofoil is really cool. And then we got the kind of like makeshift ultra rare dual terminal technology reprint from chapter 1. But this one ideally I think is like you're good to go. Like this is the one I run. I have multiple copies of this. I invested in this quite heavily when it was under a bone first edition bulk prices for this variant. Now it's about Phantom under 3-ish, give or take. Probably because of Lightsworn and maybe like Edison format. They run this with like Lightsworn, but really cool stuff. I'm not sure what this was supposed to be. I don't know if this was just an accident tab here. Anyway, so we're just going to move on here. Deck Devastation Virus is going to be next. So speaking of Sprite, again, like I love Sprite. It's super fun. Before, when I was playing Branded Despia Outlich, I was actually teching this at 2 of in my side deck against specifically 4 sprites because I was getting my butt whooped on left and right by all the Uprising Sprite players. And it worked when it went off, but when I didn't draw into it, it was pretty rough. And this is still a really powerful card. A lot of road decks can still use this. Light and dark decks everywhere, specifically dark decks, especially right now, are just running rampant like crazy. It's not that hard to proc off. I think it's a 2k monster dark that you have to rip for this. And when this goes off, it's pretty much almost game over. It's very, very devastating, hence the Devastation Virus. Really great stuff. Personally, I know there are the original Ultimate Rares, which are like ungodly expensive. I have one first edition ultimate rares myself, but I really do like the original super rares. Of course, you have Dark Rev 3s, which are very expensive, kind of low rarity, high dollar point, but totally understand that market for collectability purposes for Dark Revs. All for it. Champion Pack 5 rare, even though it is just a rare, it is very much Champion Pack. And again, this card, since sprites have dawned out back in like last summer or something like that, Power of the Elements era, this articulates some great price points all across the board, except for kind of the common. Those are the only ones that kind of stayed stagnant. The Ultras used to be 7/8s, now they're like 2, which is interesting. But I would much rather have an original first edition Super over the Legendary Collection Kaiba Ultras all day long. Even though I love Legendary Collection Kaiba, it's still Ultra versus Super Rare. Like, let's be real. If I'm the white Mexican, what am I going to pick? I'm going to pick Super Rare every time over Ultra Rare for almost 100% of the time. Not always, but for most situations, it's always going to be the super rare. So our market price for these first edition supers are roughly around 5 bones, pretty much all across the board. And these are all for onesie, twosie stacks. Let's see if there's any bulk prices. And it looks like it goes instantly to about 10 to 15 after that. So pretty steep articulation and value after that. Gishki is going to be next. So Gishki is getting a few new cards in the next set. Again, Hypernova, it's going to be pretty insane. I've actually even seen Sprite Gishki builds because they're like, you know, level 2s and stuff, and you can spam out, and it's kind of good, it's kind of not good. I don't know, it's kind of up to you, personal preference. You know, now that I picked up Sprite, I personally wouldn't run the Gishki Sprite, but I can totally understand people want to play it. This is a very, very old deck core archetype, whatever you want to call it, and it has really cool artwork and pretty good synergy and all that. And again, I think this is Zeligias is the one that got hit to 1. I think this is at 1 at the ban list, which I still think it is to the day, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, but really great stuff. There's some pretty insane prices for the DT variants, like Mirror for some reason is like 40 bones. Maybe it's not 40 bones, maybe it's more like 20, because this is like, that's just crazy. It can't really be 20 bones. It is, like, it's for like pretty much all across the board. It is 30 bones, and then there's just not. So it's just supply and demand. Obviously, you see like the new supports coming out, so hype, popularity, incredible. I have all this in DT, so I'm more than likely probably going to sell this because, again, I bought these up like so long ago for like a couple bones a piece for the DTs. And this is just crazy. Apparently, Abyss is going for really good money too. Abyss is going for like 30 bones plus, and there's only these couple listings here. Insane. I really don't like selling on TCG Player. Like, I'd rather like trade off for value locally and pick up like the stuff I need, so I don't have to go on TCG Player and like spend a whole bunch of stashes of caches for the things that I want personally, but it's kind of personal preference. So really great stuff. So if you guys have these old DT or even some of the original Hidden Arsenal variants for like Abyss and Mirror and stuff, they're going for pretty good money. So if you guys want to push them off locally, sell them on TCG Player, sell them on eBay, give them to your dog to chew on for a snack, completely up to you guys. Nimble Sunfish is going to be next. So for some reason, probably good reasons, because I'm not up there up and deep with the metagame, this is very, very popular. At least the price point is showing. Now, it's safe to assume that this is being used in Sprite. Nimble had little to no anything before Sprite, before it started getting teched in Sprite. The popular play, of course, is to use Angler comboed with Beaver, but some players are opting to run Sunfish. Now, it is, like, if it gets destroyed by battle and you get a proc the full effect, like, yeah, I get it, that's cool. You know, it's basically like a 2 of, like, right off the bat. But because, you know, there's the Angler combo, you can basically proc Angler and then you can go for 2 Beaver or whatever else is in your deck, and then, you know, you can get the additional Nimble summon, so technically you can get 3 on board. So I get it, I get the idea behind it, but the whole benefit of to get it is that it has to be destroyed by battle. The condition that it has to be destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. So that's a double condition to do the Foolish Burial for the fish and get the Angler proc effect. It's just too much. It's too situational. It can happen, yes, you can set it. It might be game 1. Your opponent may not know what you're playing. It's a cool, like, cheeky little card, but it's just not really worth it in my personal opinion. It's a solo print apparently. Super old. Shining Darkness is like ancient as dust, so it's very, very old, and all across the board it's like 17-18 bones starting market price for like unlimited. It's not even first editions for like any conditions. So anyway, I don't know, people are talking about it, so I thought I'd kind of put my insight on that. The last card I have for you guys tonight is going to be Naturia Beast. This is a complete blowout synchro. In my personal opinion, one of the strongest synchros like ever. People talk about Baron, people talk about Stardust and Black Rose, those are more like collectors stuff, but, you know, back in the day, Brionic and like Trishula and like all these, and like really showing my age, all these like old school synchro cards, but those were so strong, and, you know, back then they were, and, you know, they're like infamous like forever in the legacies of histories of this game. A lot of people like synchros. I personally like synchros too. The whole tuner mechanic and all that is really, really fun. But Naturia Beast is just so good. They changed it. It used to be generic, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was errated to where you had to use Earth monsters, which limited it, kind of. Yes, Light and Dark dominate this game as far as like really heavy competitive decks and all that, and all the crazy stuff that comes out, but Earth is probably like a good runner-up for 3rd place. Light and Dark are definitely top, and then either 3rd would be like probably Earth, honestly, because like a lot of Earth Warrior, Earth Machines, there's a lot of Earth out there, and stopping magic cards, and it's not once per turn, like you just rip 2 and then you negate, you rip 2 and you negate, you rip 2 and you negate. It's just so blowout. Yes, it's not super strong, it's only 22, but again, when you are like, you slap this on board turn 1 and you're negating every single, you completely take magic cards out of your opponent's gameplay. That's really rough. and then you have like a couple other Omni negates, potential like what crazy meta we're in. Just really insane. So all I can say is, if you guys don't have a copy of this, if you guys don't have a playset of this, I really recommend you get it. This card can always come back and not necessarily skyrocket, because there's so many different prints, but there's a lot of really nice prints too. This specifically is the Chapter 1 kind of like makeshift remake Ultra dual tools, which I'm not a big fan of, but for the price, they're just so incredibly affordable. Like, there's a fat stack of 30 near mint first edition for a bone. This is one of the nicer rarities I think you can get. Again, it's kind of hard. You really have to like move it and to see the hollow foil, and at its surface, it really just kind of looks like just a normal Ultra, which is like hideous. It just makes you want to just like destroy yourself in a brown bag. But there are other variants which are relatively quite pricey. I mean, you have the original like OG Dual Terminal 2 Ultra Rare DTs, which are going anywhere between 140 to 150. Plus, you have the original Hidden Arsenal 2 Secret Rares First Edition. It's really nice. I personally used to have a couple of those. I don't think I may have like one maybe left. You have some Ultra Rares from Legendary Collection 5Ds, the Gold Series stuff, and then dual power, and that's pretty much it. So I mean, there are plenty of varies that are very affordable to pick up, but in my personal opinion, like I said, the Chapter 1 Dual Tour Ultras, even though they are pretty ugly, they are still technically a hollow foil and technically makeshift wannabe ultra rare, so it's kind of nice, kind of not. I'm really on the fence about it. There really isn't a lot. Like this and like Skill Drain are like, okay, so yeah, like, well, I'm just like open this really quick. So that's why it's doing it. It's taking me to, there really isn't, like, I have like a love-hate relationship with this set, because one, I kind of like misplayed myself and I invested it in a couple cases, or one case of these. So I got like several of these boxes, of these mini boxes, sealed and all that, and I cracked them a few open just because, again, at the time I was playing Pure Outlich and I needed Skill Drain at 3 and I wanted matching Ultra Rare DT Skill Drains. But that's pretty much it. I mean, the popularity of Lava Golem, there's a lot better rarities in this of Lava Golem, so that's kind of out for me. We already have original DT, Wabaku. Skill Drain really is the only, one of the only cards that I think is going to have the longevity as far as value besides Naturia Beast. Cycler is pretty cool. There's just really just not, and it's just insane. It's insane to me that this is just so affordable. This, and it's something about it, like, it just looks really, it just looks super good. Like the other ones, I don't know, it's like Konami just like meticulously made this one so much more aesthetically pleasing than the other ones. The sheer fact that you can get these like fat stack of 30 first edition near mint for under 2 bones is just insane. I know Skill Drain has been reprinted to hell of late, but it's just a really cool card. Another card that I think looks like pretty decent out of everything else, there wasn't too many fusions in this set, but was the Dark Paladin, I believe it was called. Something about that, the foiling pops really well. Barkion is another one. So Barkion and Beast, again, going like way back into, I think, like 5D's era of synchros. Trap, magic control, really insane. There's some other variants of this. Honestly, I like the original first edition secrets from Hidden Arsenal out of everything. Originally the Dual Terminal Ultras, not Chapter 1 of the originals, but they're just like ungodly expensive. They're super expensive, insanely old, so those are kind of out of the picture, at least for me. And again, so these are like really affordable. They're like under a bone. This Dark Paladin specifically looks really good from Chapter 1. So this, Skill Drain, and Beast are really kind of the only acceptable things, and technically Barkion too. But again, Barkion kind of has some of the same mirrored rarities as Beast. So if you guys don't have it, I really recommend it. It's an awesome synchro. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider sharing it with someone that you believe will also enjoy this video. I hope you guys are making some fantastic Yu-Gi-Oh! Investments yourself. This has been a showcasing by The White Mexican, and I'll see you in the next video.